Hello, this is Charles Benninghoff, and in today's analysis, we're going to expose the reason why the GOP leadership in Congress is about to break its promise to pass a budget on time. And you may recall that was one of the leading promises that they made when they asked us, the American voters, to put them into power. They will still pass a budget, though, but after the election, and their seats are safe. A Capitol Hill newspaper known as The Hill reports that Congress is about to miss a key deadline to get a budget finalized this year. We believe that Congress will not pass the budget on time because the American people will throw them out of office in November if they knew the truth what's going to be in that budget. Our belief is that Congress is going to fund Barack Obama's Muslim immigrant invasion by imposing cuts to Social Security, veterans benefits, and other programs for Americans who need help. Let me explain why I believe this. The same pattern that is playing out in Europe is happening right here in the United States. You might say that the U.S. Congress is following the European playbook, and we all know what kind of a disaster that will bring to us. Congress already gave approval for America to take in millions of Muslim immigrants and refugees over the next few years, long after Obama, by law, must leave office. The American government is taking the same Muslim invaders that Europe is taking in, and they're taking them in with disastrous results. The Muslim who come here come from the same countries, and they bring the same social and criminal problems with them. That includes mass public rapes, ATM robberies, jihad attacks in crowded public spaces, total disrespect for women, and a belligerent and violent attitude towards all non-Muslims. So if you want to know how the government of America will treat this issue, we can look at what European governments are doing to see what pattern is going to hit us right between the eyes. For example, in Great Britain, 85% of all Muslim immigrants and refugees are considered economically inactive, and those are people who have lived in the United Kingdom for years. 75% of women and 50% of male Muslims are unemployed and on the dole in Great Britain. This means they are totally dependent on welfare payments from the British taxpayers just for their survival. It is estimated that Great Britain is paying the equivalent of more than 21 billion United States dollars annually just for unemployment cash benefits to these Muslims. And note, this does not include non-cash payments such as housing, education, healthcare, and what the Brits call singles payments that are made to the second, third, fourth, fifth, and so on female wives that any Muslim is allowed to marry. Can you imagine the cost for a Muslim man who has taken 10 wives? You will not find these figures in any newspaper. We have calculated the amount based upon current unemployment benefits for adults in Britain and the number of unemployed Muslims there. Britain is paying for this by imposing austerity cuts on British citizens, which means the UK government is cutting benefits for native Brits to support the non-working Muslims. They impose $17 billion worth of cuts to the elderly, handicapped, and low-income Brits, while paying $21 billion in unemployment benefits to the Muslims who won't work. You might say they are robbing both Peter and Paul to pay Muhammad. By the way, we have links to those studies on our campaign page, and I'll tell you how to find that in a minute. What could European-style austerity cuts look like in America? Well, it would mean huge cuts to Social Security. The elderly would have a downward living cost spiral, disastrous revisions to veterans benefits. Those people who have fought to keep us free are going to be put on a chopping block to pay for non-working Muslims, and many other programs that benefited Americans just so millions of Muslims can be paid outrageous 100% welfare support. And that includes housing, medical, dental, education, and every other benefit that you can possibly imagine. As Paul wrote in 2 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 10, "For even when we were with you, we commanded you this, if anyone will not work, neither shall he eat." Now this is a public command, a biblical command, a social command. If you can't work, why should anyone pay for you if work's available? Now, of course, if work is not available and there is a situation where you're starving, of course the government largesse should be there to help you get by. But as an institutionalized method of bringing in millions of Muslim refugees here, most of whom are warrior age, single, and without families or children, how can you justify this? The Muslims apparently are not coming here to work, but they are expecting a free lunch at your expense, along with free health care, free housing, and cash payments. We believe this is the true reason why the GOP leadership now plans to hide the budget for 2016 until after the election. They are planning to rob senior citizens, veterans, and other vulnerable Americans to pay for the Muslim invasion that they signed off last year. If Congress supports cutting Social Security and veteran benefits so that Muslim migrants can live on welfare, American taxpayers deserve to know that before the election comes so we can throw the bags out. Plus, the GOP leadership made a promise that if we put them in power in the Senate, they would start passing budgets on time. Apparently, the only way on-time budgets will happen is if Americans rise up in revolt against the GOP leadership. Now, how can you help? Here's how you can help. We have a campaign page ready where you can send personalized faxgram messages to every member of Congress, starting with the House Budget Committee, and then, if you wish, the Senate and other groups that are explained there. Send faxgrams today and demand that they get the budget finalized and released on time so the American people can see what is really in it. If you are on our campaign page, you will find the form to select your faxgram program to the right of this video screen. If you are watching on YouTube or another channel, then look into the text for the link taking you to the campaign page. And remember, please subscribe to my channel using the image in the upper right corner of this video screen. This is Charles Benninghoff signing off and wishing you Godspeed.
Satan can't make me doubt it. It's real and I'm gonna shout it. I was there when it happened, and I guess I ought to know.